Welcome back to another episode of What Would Dad Do? Today, we're going to go ahead, check the oil, change the oil, and the oil filter on our 2018 Mustang GT. Let's get started.
Hello, my name is Cass and this is my channel. We cover how to do some of the simpler things in life, or you may encounter some random nonsense as well. Either way, I'm here to entertain you. Let's talk about why we want to change our own oil. Okay, first and foremost, it's cheaper. Okay, it's literally about half the price. You can see here on my screen, this is AutoZone. They have it right now, the oil that we just used, for $27.99. So the oil change is going to be less than 60 bucks. This came with a free oil filter. It's cheaper. Normally oil changes, if we look at this, run between $150 to about $200. So you're going to be paying half. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Also for me, not only is it a sense of satisfaction being able to do it by yourself, but also I get to identify problems underlying. If I'm under the car, I get to identify problems that may exist, head those off at the pass.
Today for our oil change, a lot of people will standard use a jack to put their car up. Certainly that's something we'll do in a later video, but for today we're going to be using our ramps. I enjoy these quite a bit, use them regularly. They're super inexpensive and really easy to use, so I encourage you guys to take a look and see if it's something that might fit your needs. Now, the first thing we're going to do here is we want to check the level of the oil before we do anything. So to check the Mustang oil, we're going to get into the hood, and then I'm going to show you where the dipstick is and how to look at the dipstick. And as we're entering the car's driver's side door, you're going to see that there is a latch grip right here, right down here by your left foot pedal. We're going to go ahead and pull this one towards us. You're going to hear the the hood release go, and then we're all done. Now to pop the hood, all we're going to do is we're going to stick this hood's a little hot, so I've got a towel here, but you're going to stick your finger right here down the center of the hood, and then you're going to push to the left. You're going to feel a little latch kind of down in this area. Push it all the way left, and it's going to click. It's a little firmer than you think. You're going to lift your hood up. Here is your prop stick right here. Or prop the hood up. Now, as you approach the car from the driver's side door, you're going to see a little yellow dipstick right there. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy, and I'll show you what to do next. What we're going to do first is I want you to go ahead, clean off this oil right here, because this is going to be through normal driving. We're going to re-stick it into the same hole we pulled it out of. Give it a little poke. Bring it back up. See where it falls. So in this example, you see here, we want our oil depth to fall between these two little holes right here, basically. Now we're going to move into the oil change. Here's what you need. You need these two 5-quart containers. The Mustang takes 10, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with recommendation 5W20. It's on the it's on the oil cap. So that's what we're gonna go with. I do recommend a full synthetic. You can see that it says full synthetic. And we're gonna go ahead and do a high mileage. If your car has over 100,000 miles, then typically you want to use a higher mileage full synthetic oil. It's going to last you longer and you're not going to have as many problems. As we're about to change the oil, first thing we need to do is we're going to go ahead and remove our oil cap. And you can see here very clearly, if you do forget, just look on your oil cap. It says 5W20 right there. You want to remove this to get circulation or that flow through there. And then I want you to go ahead and set this to the side. We're going to clean it off with a rag, make sure it's all nice and wiped down later. Now the next step that we're going to do is we're going to dive under the car and we're going to remove the drain plug, the oil drain plug. Before you do that, remember that oil can get super hot if you've been driving the car around all day long, or say you just went down to the automotive store and got oil for said car. That oil is going to be extremely hot. So this is just, basically morning time. Haven't driven the car except to put it up on the ramps. Oil should be nice and cool, so we're okay to proceed. I just don't want you to burn yourself. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and slide under the car. I've got my oil catch can right there, my catch jar, whatever you want to call it, container. I've slid my cardboard back. I'm going to go ahead and lay myself down. You can see under the car. Now we're underneath the car. Now there's usually a paneling right here, but if you look just past this piece right here, you're going to see a little honeycomb guy right here. Now, if we slide under the car, this honeycomb guy right here is on the back side of it. This is the back side of it. Here is your drain plug. This is yellow guy right here. Now you don't need any special tools. All you need is to just go ahead and twist it lefty-loosey, right? So we're counterclockwise. Want our pan under here so it catches it. All you want to do, maybe a little firm sometimes. All right, we got it loose, turned once. All right, so we have our pan in place, cardboard down here underneath the catch can. What we're going to use here is just this Tupperware piece, which found, again, it's got nice clearance here. That's really what we're looking for. We don't want something really flat down here because the oil might have the tendency to get out. This is a 15-gallon quart, so we know it's 10 quarts altogether. So we're going to go ahead and release our plug. We've got it loose, and then it's going to come out here pretty quickly. Here we go. And it's not hot, remember? Okay, so our oil has pretty much dropped out. It's dripping right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and clean around this right here. Just make sure everything is, we just want to make sure it's clean. We cleaned off our drain plug. We're going to go ahead, start it. It's going to go clockwise this time. You're going to feel it lock in place right there. Very easy to understand. We're going to clean it again. Make sure it's all nice and wiped down. Then we're just going to go ahead and make sure it's locked in place. Mission accomplished. So we are going to have to remove this panel right here. This is to access the oil filter, which is just under this guy right here. There are 4 bolts, 2 here on the top 2 parts right here. So there's one right here, and then there's 2 back here. This is a 7mm head. You can either use a ratchet or whatever, but this is a socket right there. Okay, and I just adapted it for my drill. Makes life a little easier. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew these. And voila, the panel is off. Now we can access our oil filter. Perfect. Now that we get this panel removed, we're going to go ahead and turn to our oil filter. Now, this is going to drip oil when you unscrew it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our same oil pan that we had been using, and we're going to slide it under it, and then go ahead and do this. We've got our oil pan underneath. Here we go with our oil filter. Now it should be hand tightened and also hand released. If not, you may have to get somebody to help you out. We can go ahead and do this. You see it is starting to drip already. It's fine. We got our oil pan down, our oil catch down here. Move this over just a hair. Make sure it gets everything. And then we're gonna go ahead and unscrew it. This is our old oil filter right here. And then this is the new one we're going to use. This is S10590XL. This is by STP. And this is your extended life one. This came as a bundle with the package. We've got everything buttoned up back underneath the car. So we did the drain plug. Drain plug is nice and secure. We did the oil filter hand tightened, and we also took care of replacing the under paneling, took care of all that. Now all we got to do is add the oil. Now we're going to use our funnel. We're going to stick it in the same place where we took the oil cap out. I'm gonna dip it down in there. That's good to go. Now I'm gonna give you a little pro tip. When you're putting oil in, a lot of people like to pour it in this direction. That is wrong. The manufacturer actually went ahead and designed these to be poured from this angle. So what happens is that it doesn't glug glug and then spill on you. So it's going to pour out nice and smooth. Here we go. We poured both 5-quart containers, so 10 quarts total, into our engine. Our funnel, we're just going to place a little rag here so it doesn't drip all over the engine. Right here, we're just going to move this out of the way, and then we're going to replace our oil cap, which has been cleaned and so forth, looking nice and good. Hand tighten, and that's it. We have 10 quarts of oil in the car at this point. Oil cap back on. You know that the dipstick is back in place. We just want to do one final check, and I want you to look underneath the car. If you do see anything dripping down or anything like that, that's what we're looking for. Nothing here. So the next step is to start the car. So we let it run for a minute or two. We have one last thing to do. That's going to be to check the oil dipstick to make sure we get it at the right level. So again, finding that yellow handled dipstick right here. You only need to let the car run for a minute or two. It's fine. Just get it up temperature. We're going to go ahead and wipe it off with our towel. Dip it back in, pull it out, check to make sure we're within spec. Yes, almost exactly. So you can see that we fall right here at the top end of this stick. That is exactly what we're looking for. Mission accomplished. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is another episode of What Would Dad Do? And this is how we changed the oil filter and checked the oil on our 2018 Mustang GT.